Imagine calling 911 and realizing the person on the other end might be the last voice you ever hear. Tonight, we're breaking down 3 real 911 calls, paraphrased, for safety where something went terribly wrong. These aren't just emergencies, they're moments where fear unfolds in real time. Viewer discretion is advised. Our first story begins with a woman in her early 20s, home alone late at night. She calls 911, her voice just a whisper, because she's convinced someone is inside her house. The operator answers, 911, what's your emergency? The caller whispers back, I think someone is in my house. I can hear footsteps. The operator calmly asks, are you safe right now? The woman replies, I'm locked in my bedroom. Please hurry. As the operator assures her that help is on the way, a distinct sound comes through the line, a soft, scraping noise. The caller freezes. Her whisper is tight with panic. He just tried the door handle. The operator immediately instructs her to stay quiet, stay hidden, and move away from the door. Police have been dispatched, but her house is in a remote, rural area. The estimated response time is a long 8 minutes. 8 minutes feels like an eternity when danger is just on the other side of a flimsy wooden door. The seconds tick by in agonizing silence. The operator tries to keep her on the line, to keep her calm, but every creak of the old house sends a new wave of terror through the phone. Suddenly, the woman lets out a sharp, choked gasp. Her voice is trembling as she says, he's inside the room. The operator continues talking, trying to get a response, trying to figure out what's happening, but the caller goes silent. The only sound is the operator's voice, echoing into a terrifying void, followed by muffled movements, and then nothing. The line remains open, but the woman has stopped responding. Police officers arrive on the scene just moments later to find the bedroom door smashed open, the frame splintered. The intruder, they would later discover, had been hiding inside the house for hours, waiting, but the woman was gone. Miraculously, she had survived. In the final desperate seconds before the intruder broke through the door, she managed to escape through a bedroom window and run into the woods just as the police cruisers pulled up the long driveway. The terrifying part of this call isn't the screaming or the chaos, it's the silence. It's the gut-wrenching whisper of someone who knows help is on the way, but fears it will arrive too late. Our second story is a different kind of terrifying. It starts with a man calling 911 from his cell phone, his voice shaky and disoriented as he drives down a dark, unfamiliar road. I've been driving for hours, he tells the operator. I don't recognize anything. The operator, trained for these situations, asks the crucial question. Can you tell me where you are? The man's answer is chilling. No, my GPS stopped working. I think I'm being followed. The operator immediately senses several red flags. She tries to get him to pull over to stop the car so they can pinpoint his location and send help, but he refuses. His paranoia is escalating with every passing moment. If I stop, they'll get me, he insists, his voice filled with genuine fear. The call stretches on for over 10 minutes. The dispatcher uses every technique she knows, trying to calm him, to reason with him, to get a landmark or a road sign. But he's lost in his own nightmare, convinced that shadowy figures are pursuing him through the darkness. Then suddenly, the caller's tone shifts. For a brief moment, there's a sense of relief. Wait, I don't see them anymore. The operator holds her breath, hoping this is a breakthrough. But the relief lasts for less than 5 seconds. The man's voice rises in a new kind of alarm. There's something in the road. A loud, sickening impact is heard through the phone, a crunch of metal and shattering glass, and then the line goes silent. The call disconnects. Using cell tower data, authorities were eventually able to locate the crash site. The man had been driving on an unlit, winding rural road and had crashed directly into a large tree that had fallen across the pavement. Investigators later concluded he was likely experiencing a severe medical or psychological emergency. There was no one following him. The danger wasn't external. It was all inside his own mind. This call haunts dispatchers because the operator did everything right. But sometimes you can't save someone from the enemy they can't see. Our final story tonight is one of the most difficult types of calls a 911 dispatcher can ever receive. It starts with the frantic, panicked voice of a parent. Please help, my baby isn't breathing. The operator's tone immediately becomes a lifeline of calm in a sea of chaos. We're going to help you. Stay with me. The situation is critical. Paramedics are on their way, but they are minutes out. Those minutes are everything. The operator begins giving CPR instructions step by step, talking the parent through the life-saving procedure. Through the phone, you can hear the raw, unfiltered sounds of the emergency. The parent counting compressions through sobs, their voice cracking as they plead, "Please, please breathe." It's a race against time, with a tiny life hanging in the balance. The operator is more than just a voice. They are a coach, a guide, a beacon of hope. They never stop talking, offering constant encouragement. "You're doing great. Keep going. Don't stop." Every second feels like an hour. The parent is exhausted, emotionally and physically, but the operator's steady presence keeps them going. Finally, you can hear new voices in the background. The paramedics have arrived and are taking over. The call ends, but the story doesn't. The child, against all odds, survives. Dispatchers often say these are the hardest calls, not just because of the high stakes, but because the operator's voice, their instructions, and their ability to keep a parent focused can literally mean the difference between life and death. This call is terrifying, not because of what went wrong, but because of how close it came to a permanent, heartbreaking end. It's a powerful reminder of the invisible heroes on the other end of the line. 911 dispatchers hear people on the absolute worst day of their lives. They are trained to be the only calm voice in total chaos, navigating life or death situations with just their words. These calls are a stark reminder of how fragile our world is and how quickly everything we know can change in a single moment. If you want to hear more real stories like this, let us know in the comments. Stay safe out there, and thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.